who brutalized another citizen has been identified. All right, I'm going to remind you of the video, provide the update. Here it is. There's so much profanity in this video that we had to lower the volume due to our inability to really section it out for television. Chicago police are seen here under fire for yet another officer-related beating of an unarmed black man. It happened Tuesday evening last week, the 800 block of North Cambridge Avenue. The video appears to show the officer strike Mr. Lorenzo Williams Jr. 3 times with a closed fist, while 2 other officers grabbed Williams' hair and struggled with him to the ground. The officer is then seen pulling out his gun, aiming it at Mr. Williams' face. "I'm gonna effing shoot you. You're gonna get effing shot," end quote, the officer says. Another officer then appears to strike the camera with a walkie-talkie before cursing at the person who was recording, saying, "Get the out of my face." Okay? With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. Yep, put it up full mass. A lot of background, a lot of update. The Chicago cop named Michael Donnelly was identified as the one punching a black man in the face. The Citizens Police Data Project states that Donnelly has had 4 allegations of abuse in the past, which is more than 72% of all officers on the force. According to the record, none have been sustained. Presently, the man was punching Mr. Lorenzo Williams, 32 years of age, who was charged with the unlawful use of a weapon by a felon resisting or obstructing a peace officer and aggravated assault of a peace officer. The incident took place on July 30th after Chicago police said they spotted Williams in a surveillance video standing in an area highly known for its gang and narcotic activity. So he was standing, in a place that's unsafe. Okay, while carrying a handgun in his waistband. That's according to a report from the Chicago Sun-Times. But they said he ran off when they approached him, so they chased after him, tackled him, whereupon he tried to grab his gun and refused to hand it over. That's according to their report. Police say the gun was reported stolen out of Iowa. Now, what's the cause for interaction or engagement? He was standing. He was standing in a dangerous area. They decided to approach him because they saw what seemed to be a weapon. I understand. If you're in a dangerous area, you may have a weapon on you. But he was not committing an act of crime, is the point. Williams filed a lawsuit against the city, against the police department. When? The following day. Claiming that he was assaulted by the police while he was peacefully walking on public property. That's according to CBS News. The incident has sparked protests and investigations from the police department and the Civilian Officer of Police Accountability Department, that's called COPA, a city agency made up of civilians that is meant to provide independent oversight to the police department, but only has authority to make recommendations against officers. Quote, "There's no way that these cops should have done anything like that to him," Williams' mother told Sun-Times. Another quote, "When I saw that video, it's like my whole soul left my body. I'm upset, I'm angry, I have no words. I want them held accountable." Jasmine Smith, co-chair of the Chicago Alliance Against Race and Political Repression, told local media that the officer has previously, quote, "brutalized our loved ones without being held accountable." Brutalized our loved ones without being held accountable. We want the officer fired immediately. And our other demand is for every officer who was on top of Lorenzo and stood back and allowed this brutality to be held accountable immediately. The Data Project also states that Donnelly has been investigated for use of force incidents 7 times, which is more than 98% of all officers on the force. In 2019, Donnelly was one of several officers involved in raiding the home of an innocent woman named Anjanette Young, forcing her to remain standing in front of several officers while completely naked as she told them they raided the wrong house. Many of you remember that video. Many of you remember that moment. He was part of it. Young ended up receiving $2.9 million in a settlement. Why? Because Officer Donnelly likes to defund the police, obviously, but told the media she wished the cops would have been fired. In 2017, Donnelly was one of several officers involved in raiding the home of an innocent family, breaking down the door of Gilbert and Hester Mendez, and then terrorizing the family by threatening to kill them and pointing guns at their children, ages 9 and 5. Hester told local media that the cops refused to show her the warrant, but after about an hour of police ransacking the home, she caught a glimpse and noticed it listed a different apartment in the same building. But the police did not care. Quote, even after I told them that they were in the wrong place and people live upstairs, they still continued to search. What are we saying? Number one, you don't have a Donnelly problem. You have a culture problem. Because he's not alone in any of the incidents, not even the incident that we see before us, where he is allowed to punch a man who's subdued because his other gang members, parading as cops, are holding him down. But look at the other incidents. He's always with the group. And then somehow, even when the evidence comes out clearly he was wrong, money has to now be paid. Investigations have happened. Recommendations from boards that hold very little authority to do anything, they did the right thing. He's still a cop. He's still protected because he's part of their culture. So what this is exposing is that what is happening at Chicago PD is not a one-off. These stories are not isolated. These individuals are not bad apples. They are the permeation of the culture that exists. And you wonder why crime is what it is in Chicago. You have a whole lot of the cops committing the crime in the first place, or citizens not trusting the police. They are now hesitant to call 911. There is no remedy. And all they want is just more money, more money, more money, and never fix a damn problem in front of them, but create them. We're gonna bring you updates as they come.